town of Ravensbrook was accustomed to tranquility. Nestled between rolling hills and surrounded by dense forests, it thrived on the simplicity of everyday life. However, the stillness was shattered one foggy morning when an otherworldly carnival rolled into town. The arrival of the carnival was heralded by the distant wails of a calliope, its haunting melody echoing through the misty air. The townspeople gathered at the outskirts, drawn by the allure of vibrant lights and the promise of an escape from their mundane lives. As the carnival materialized, an unsettling aura accompanied it, casting shadows that seemed to dance with an unnatural life of their own. At the heart of the carnival stood a tent adorned with symbols of the occult. The sign above it read, Madame Zephyra's Mystical Revelations. Madame Zephyra, an enigmatic fortune-teller with piercing eyes, beckoned the curious inside. Her ominous warnings were delivered with a voice that sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to listen. The carnival carries a curse, she proclaimed, her words hanging heavy in the air. Dark forces awaken with its arrival, and the town shall be tested by malevolent spirits that thrive on fear. Most dismissed her as a charlatan, attributing her warnings to elaborate theatrics aimed at enhancing the carnival's mystique. Among the skeptics was Jackson Bennett, a seasoned journalist with a penchant for debunking the supernatural. He arrived in Ravensbrook to cover the carnival's grand opening, expecting nothing more than a few sensational stories to boost his career. As the day unfolded, the atmosphere in Ravensbrook became increasingly charged with an otherworldly energy. Strange occurrences flitted on the periphery of perception, whispers in the wind, shadows that moved independently, and a pervasive feeling that unseen eyes were watching. In the heart of the carnival, a paranormal enthusiast named Evelyn Harper reveled in the bizarre happenings. With her camera in hand, she documented every anomaly, her excitement growing as the supernatural occurrences escalated. She believed that the carnival was a nexus of paranormal energy, a rare opportunity to prove the existence of the unexplained. Meanwhile, a former carnival employee named Elias Blackwell, who had long since left the life of tents and illusions, sensed a malevolence he thought he had escaped. Memories of a dark secret buried within the folds of the carnival's history clawed at him. Unwillingly drawn back, Elias felt a responsibility to confront the shadows he had tried to forget. As night fell, the carnival came alive with ethereal lights and eerie music, casting long, twisting shadows that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The townspeople, initially captivated by the spectacle, began to experience unsettling events. Objects moved of their own accord, distorted whispers echoed through the fog, and nightmares invaded their sleep. The disparate paths of Jackson, Evelyn, and Elias converged as they individually witnessed the strange happenings. Despite their differing beliefs and motivations, a shared realization dawned upon them: the carnival was not merely a spectacle, it was a conduit for supernatural forces. The unlikely trio, bound by an unfolding mystery, stood united against an ancient curse that threatened to plunge Ravensbrook into darkness. As they delved into the secrets of the Cursed Carnival, they would unearth a history steeped in malevolence and confront forces beyond imagination. The true challenge lay ahead: to break the curse before the town became a permanent dwelling for the malevolent entities unleashed by the sinister attractions. As the night deepened, the carnival's malevolent forces began to reveal themselves in unsettling ways. Shadows danced with increasing malevolence, and the once hospitable attractions now exuded an ominous energy. The Ferris wheel creaked and groaned as it spun, creating an otherworldly hum that resonated through the entire town. The funhouse mirrors distorted not only reflections but reality itself, showing glimpses of dark and twisted dimensions. The townspeople, initially enchanted, now recoiled in fear. Panic spread like wildfire as whispers of the curse echoed through the night. Fearful eyes darted between each other, searching for solace in the faces of their neighbors. The once thriving community was now a landscape of paranoia, each person haunted by unseen terrors. Jackson, Evelyn, and Elias witnessed the chaos firsthand, their initial skepticism replaced by a grim determination. They convened in a makeshift command center, a small room hidden behind the carnival's main stage. Flickering candles cast long shadows on the walls, and the air was thick with an otherworldly presence. "I knew this wasn't just a show," muttered Elias, his hands trembling as he recounted the suppressed memories of his time working in the carnival. "There's something ancient here, something that should never have been disturbed." Evelyn, her camera hanging from her neck, pored over her photographs, desperately searching for clues. "These anomalies are off the charts. Whatever energy this place is tapping into goes beyond anything I've ever encountered." Jackson, the seasoned journalist, connected the dots between Madame Zephyra's warnings and the escalating supernatural activity. "We need to find the source of this curse. There has to be a way to break it." Together, they formed an unlikely alliance against the encroaching darkness. Their first challenge was to decipher the carnival's dark history, a task that led them to the carnival's archives hidden in a dilapidated caravan. As they combed through ancient records and faded photographs, a tale of greed and forbidden knowledge emerged. The carnival, once a nexus for mysticism and illusion, had fallen prey to a sinister pact made by its founders. They had sought forbidden powers, binding malevolent entities to the carnival's attractions in exchange for unparalleled success. The trio uncovered a ritual, hidden within the carnival's past, that could potentially sever the ties between the supernatural forces and the town. The ritual required them to venture into the heart of the carnival, confronting each attraction and facing the malevolent entities head-on. Armed with newfound knowledge, Jackson, Evelyn, and Elias embarked on a perilous journey through the carnival's haunted grounds. The Ferris wheel loomed like a skeletal sentinel, the funhouse mirrors distorted reality with malicious intent, and the carnival games whispered promises of doom. As they approached Madame Zephyra's tent, they found her gone, leaving behind a cryptic note that hinted at her own entanglement in the curse. The trio realized that the key to breaking the curse lay not only in the ritual but also in uncovering the truth behind Madame Zephyra's involvement. Their journey through the Cursed Carnival had just begun, and with each step, they felt the oppressive weight of malevolent forces closing in. The fate of Ravensbrook hung in the balance as they prepared to face the supernatural entities, unravel the mystery, and confront the darkness that threatened to consume them all. Under the haunting glow of the carnival lights, Jackson, Evelyn, and Elias approached Madame Zephyra's tent, determined to uncover the truth and break the curse that gripped Ravensbrook. The air thickened with an eerie tension as they pushed aside the tent's entrance flaps, revealing an otherworldly chamber adorned with mystical symbols and flickering candlelight. In the center of the tent stood Madame Zephyra, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly intensity. "I see you've come seeking answers," she intoned, her voice resonating with a strange authority. Jackson, ever the skeptic, demanded, "What is your role in all of this? Are you a victim or a perpetrator?" Madame Zephyra's gaze pierced through them. "I am both, and neither. Long ago, I succumbed to the allure of forbidden knowledge, sealing the fate of this carnival. But I too am ensnared by the malevolent forces unleashed." She confessed the story of her past, a tale of misguided ambition and a desperate attempt to reclaim lost glory. Her involvement in the dark rituals had bound her to the carnival's curse, and she had become an unwilling conduit for the malevolent entities. As they listened to her tale, the trio felt a surge of empathy for the fortune-teller caught in a web of her own making. Despite the revelation, the urgency to break the curse remained, for the town's fate hung in the balance. Madame Zephyra revealed the true nature of the curse and the ritual required to sever the ties between the supernatural forces and Ravensbrook. The trio had to confront each attraction, face the malevolent entities head-on, and dismantle the ancient bonds that held them captive. Armed with newfound knowledge and an uneasy alliance with Madame Zephyra, they ventured into the carnival's heart. The Ferris wheel creaked and groaned as it spun, revealing spectral figures in its ethereal lights. The funhouse mirrors distorted reality, creating twisted reflections of their worst fears. The carnival games whispered ominous incantations as they approached, challenging the trio's resolve. One by one, they confronted the malevolent entities, battling through illusions and ethereal manifestations. The carnival seemed to come alive with a malevolent intelligence, resisting their every step. Yet, fueled by determination and the desperate need to save Ravensbrook, they pressed on. As the final attraction loomed, the Carousel of Shadows, the trio faced the culmination of the curse. The carousel spun with malevolent glee, its haunting music drowning out all other sounds. The ghosts of the carnival's dark past materialized, demanding retribution. In a climactic struggle, Jackson, Evelyn, and Elias worked together to dismantle the ancient bonds that bound the malevolent entities. The air crackled with supernatural energy as the carousel's momentum slowed, the ghosts dissolving into the mist. With the curse broken, a profound stillness settled over the carnival grounds. The malevolent forces were banished, and the town of Ravensbrook was freed from the grip of darkness. Madame Zephyra, released from her entanglement, stood solemnly, her eyes reflecting a mix of relief and regret. The trio, exhausted but triumphant, emerged from the carnival grounds to witness the dawn breaking over Ravensbrook. The fog that had shrouded the town lifted, and a sense of peace descended upon the once troubled community. As the carnival dismantled its tents and faded into the horizon, the townspeople, now free from the curse's influence, began to rebuild their lives. Jackson, Evelyn, and Elias, their bonds forged in the crucible of the supernatural, parted ways, each carrying the weight of the unforgettable ordeal. In the end, the Cursed Carnival left behind a town forever changed. The stories of that fateful night became whispered legends, a cautionary tale passed down through generations. And as Ravensbrook healed, the memory of the malevolent forces and the unlikely trio who confronted them lingered like a ghostly echo in the collective consciousness of the town.